Hey everyone, it's another Friday in the winter here in South Florida, which means I'm getting ready to go to another art festival. This weekend I'm going to be exhibiting in the Boca Raton Museum Art Festival. I know a lot of people who watch my videos are artists and get a lot of help from these videos, and I know that because people reach out to me and comment on them and send me questions all the time about art festival stuff. So in this video, I'm going to go over a whole bunch of little tips and tricks and products and stuff that I use for my art festivals that I think will be really helpful to a lot of artists. I'm talking about all the little things that a lot of artists might not even know that they need until they start exhibiting in art festivals. Some of these I've mentioned in other videos before, and some I'm going to be talking about for the first time. Don't worry about keeping up with all of them as I go along, because I'm going to list all of them in the order that I talk about them and where you can find each one in the description of this video. And as I pack up to get to the show, let's start with the very first one, this stuff. This is the bubble roll insulation that I use to transport all of my 2D artwork. A lot of artists use this. I highly, highly recommend the Reflectix brand, which I'll link to in the description. There's a few different brands of this stuff, and the Reflectix one is the most padded and the most durable. I have an old video going over how to make these bubble bags that I'll link to as well, but it's pretty straightforward and most of you can figure it out just by looking at them. So let's get going. I have to head up to the printer to pick up some new pieces and then over to the art festival to check in. Let's go. I made a whole video about this, so I won't go on about it here, but I get a lot of my large metal prints made at an outstanding print lab called Shiny Prints. If you want to try them out, you can use the coupon code ER1208 to save 20% on your first order. As artists and people in general, we drive so much, so I'm always filling up with gas, and when I fill up with gas, I use this app called Upside that saves me a few cents of gas on every gallon that I buy. It doesn't cost anything additional. You just get to a gas station, you say, I'm at this gas station, you pay with your credit card as normal, and then you get a few cents off per gallon. You see right now, I'm at this, I don't know if you could see the screen there, but I'm at this 7-Eleven. This one's not so great. It's 4 cents off per gallon. Some of them I see like 10, 15. I've even seen like 35 cents off per gallon. And over the course of the year last year, I saved like $100 on gas. They'll give you $10 right now just for signing up and using this promo code that I'll put here on the screen and in the description. So download the app, try it out. While we're talking about driving stuff, I think it's a really good idea for everyone to have a dash cam like this. We do so much driving. You never know what a dash cam is going to save you from as far as headaches and just weird shit that can happen while we're driving. Last year I was involved in that hit and run accident on the way to a show, and I had a dash cam then, but when the Jeep hit me from behind, the dash cam actually fell from the windshield and didn't record anything. But I got a better dash cam that records better quality video and mounts to the windshield a lot better than the other one did. And it's not expensive at all. Hopefully none of us will ever need the footage from it, but unfortunately, I'm sure some of us will, and it can really save you from a big headache down the road.
Just shocking dash cam video showing what appears to be a car reversing violently into an SUV after cutting it off.
After arriving at the show site to unload early in the morning, the first thing I need to do is unload my van, which is made much easier using this folding ramp to roll these heavy-duty, extremely durable storage bins in and out of the van. For those early morning setups, I have a headlamp like this that I use. Don't really need it here because there's so many street lights, but I really like this one because it's rechargeable, so even just plugging it into the van for a few minutes if the battery dies charges it up enough for me to use during setup or breakdown if there's a late breakdown. But always keep this with my stuff because you never know what the streetlight situation is going to be on these early morning setups. Last summer, I made a whole video about this really heavy-duty pop-up style tent that I bought, and I'm going to be doing a follow-up video on it once I've used it for a full year. But I'll link to the video down below in case you're interested in the tent that I'm using. One thing I will say now, though, is that the stabilizing bars that I mentioned in that original video ended up not being of very good quality, so thanks to a recommendation from another artist, I bought these hex bar adapters from Flourish that allow me to use the stabilizing bars from my older light dome tent. You can also see here that I'm using kettlebells for my tent weights. These work out great. They're inexpensive, compact, heavy, and have a built-in handle. An often overlooked piece of equipment that you'll need for an art festival is a good sturdy ladder. I can't tell you how many times I show up for setup and an artist asks me to borrow my ladder because they don't have one. I really love this 4-step Gorilla ladder. It's incredibly sturdy, lightweight, and the 2 top steps are nice and deep so it's easy to stand on. A great way to build your client list is to have a sign in your booth with a QR code on it. This one I have here is for my Instagram. Artists sometimes have them for their Facebook or their mailing list. People at the show can scan the QR code, sign up for your mailing list, follow you on Instagram or any of your other socials. Makes it really easy for them. QR codes are super easy to make online, and there's templates for these little signs you can find all over the internet. I have this one printed onto a piece of matte finish aluminum. You can use that code I mentioned earlier and get yours printed at shiny prints like this. It's really inexpensive to do and it'll last forever. Then I put sticky back Velcro on it and it sticks right to my pro panels. Really easy for people to scan and then follow you on social media or sign up for your mailing list. And speaking of mailing lists, I talk about this in so many videos. If you've watched my videos before and you don't have a mailing list, you need to get one now. I'll put a link in the description for Brevo, which is the mailing list service that I use. It's free to sign up. You can have an unlimited amount of emails for free. I've been using them for a few years and they're really easy to use and a great way to tell people about new artwork and art shows you have coming up. So many of my sales at art festivals come from people who I sent an email to tell them that I was going to be at the art festival. Imagine if every single artist sent out an email about the art show, so many more people would come down and purchase. And to collect those emails, when someone buys something from me and then I send them a receipt on Square, I always ask if they want to be on my mailing list, and then I can screenshot their email address that they give me. I also have an email list sign-up form that I keep on my desk right here so that people can still write their email. I'll also put a link to this template that I made for email list signups. You can download it and put your own name or your own logo on the top. Even though I don't sit very much at an art show, it's still important to have a nice comfortable chair. I just got this chair. It's a different style chair than I used to have and I love it. It's super sturdy. It folds down really easily. My old chair used to tip over when it got windy, and this one is so sturdy that I don't think it's going to fall over ever. Sunscreen, definitely necessary. I hate to say it, or maybe I don't. A lot of artists, including myself, dress like slobs all the time. So I keep a junky shirt to use during setup and breakdown and while I'm opening up my booth in the morning. So I keep a nice shirt to wear during the show hours. So if you've been watching my videos for a while now, you'll know this next guy here with me. This is Zion Rozier. Zion I met first at the Coconut Grove Arts Festival. He was part of the Emerging Artist program. And now he's out here on his own doing art shows for real. So a real success story from the Coconut Grove Art Festival Emerging Artist Program. Great to see you out here, man.
Thank you.
Follow Zion on social media. He's got a really engaging social media. I know I've mentioned it before, but really inspiring guy right here. Super talented artist. You'll need a way to process credit cards at the art show, and you'll find most artists use Square to process credit cards. It's a really, really simple app on your phone, and they have these little readers that work by Bluetooth. You just put the credit card in the reader, and it connects to your phone, reads the card, and you can do all your transactions there. They have sign-up promotions all the time where you get a certain amount of free transactions when you first sign up. I'll put a link to the most current offer in the description. And while we're talking about it, just kind of impromptu here, credit cards are important for artists too because we spend so much money on our business and travel and everything. The potential to earn a lot of credit card points for free travel or cash back is really sky high when you're a small business owner. And there are some credit cards out there that will earn you a ton of free travel or free cash back. So I'll put a link to my favorites in the description of the video. I've earned millions of credit card points and they allow me to travel for free all the time with my family and by myself to shoot new work. I know it hurts to spend so much money sometimes, but when we're spending it on our business and we can get these kind of perks that these credit cards allow, it kind of takes out the sting of spending so much money all the time. My next thing here is having a power bank like this to recharge our credit card readers or our phones during the show is really important. This one I have here was inexpensive and it holds like a ton of power. It'll charge my phone like 4 or 5 times, maybe even more before I have to recharge. It has a really easy to use indicator to tell you how much juice is left in it. It is absolutely essential to have a good dolly at an art festival. You'll find many artists, including myself, who love these folding rock and roller carts. They're rugged, strong, and fold up really small. There's a few different models and some have much better wheels than others, so I'll link to the best one in the description. I've got a couple rapid fire things for you right now. A roll of duct tape, always need that for really anything. Good to keep in your show kit. Glass cleaner is always good to have if you have 2D work, even 3D work. You can clean a lot of stuff with that. I also keep a bottle of Goo Gone with my stuff too, in case I get tape residue on something that I need to get off, or some kind of gunk. And then just an old rag, which is great for dusting off pieces when we do shows out in parks where it gets dusty sometimes. A good pair of scissors is always great to have. I also keep some wire cutters in my show kit so that I can cut off things like cable ties when I'm using them. Works a lot better than a pair of scissors. A roll of taped back Velcro. I use this for all kinds of stuff, like hanging my signs on the wall here. I know I definitely talked about these in my last tips and tricks video, but they're so useful that I think I should mention them again. These are little Velcro hooks that go on my Pro Panel walls, and then I can hang 2D artwork with them. They're made by HarmonHooks.com, and they work great. And also, in case you get bored during the art show, it's always good to bring some construction vehicles to play with, right, Milo?
Honorary Merit Award winner to Evan! Congratulations! You were recognized by the judges. They really liked your artwork, so here we are. We just wanted to come.
I know I went through a ton of things in this video, and I went through them really fast. So like I said earlier, I put them in the description of this video in the order that I spoke about them, and resources to get all of them. And I hope whether you're a seasoned artist or a new artist, you got something out of this and maybe learned something new. I'd appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel here. And please comment with some of your little tips and tricks and little products that you have at your art shows that make things a little bit better and easier for you so that we can share ideas. Thanks for watching.